I wonder what Diamond City will be like. If the name has anything to do with it, it must be quite nice.
Oh, you hear that? Sounds like an epic city.
And even I don't need the site to tell you where you should start looking. The great green jewel of the Commonwealth, Diamond City. The biggest settlement around.
Oh man, I'm getting excited. A city that everyone in an entire metropolis knows about?
So, this is the famous Diamond City. I suppose I hope to find more of a gem than a dusty home base.
That's it?
What a piece of junk.
Diamond City is a nightmare of a city, and by the end of the video, I think I'll have you convinced that this place was just Bethesda pulling ideas out of Todd's hole and throwing them onto a pile, until someone said, "Alright, I think that's it. This is our city for Fallout 4. Don't believe me? Well, stick around, because today, I think it's time that we shed some light on one of the ways Fallout 4 dropped the ball. And what better way to do that than showcasing the would-be capital of the Commonwealth Provisional Government. From the second you set foot outside Vault 111, you are going to have a plethora of people telling you how to get to Diamond City, and reasons to go to Diamond City. And hey, have you thought about going to Diamond City? I truly don't know what Bethesda was thinking, because when you do finally get there, after everyone telling you to go, well, it feels a lot less like arriving somewhere safe, and a lot more like traveling back in time to the days before sewers. And it doesn't quit there with its appearance. The longer you stay in Diamond City, the more baffling the place becomes. First, we have got to talk about the size of this place. How big does a place have to be considered a city for you? Well, whatever your answer is, Diamond City has, including places with no one in them like a greenhouse, a whopping 33 buildings. Not bad, not bad. I mean, Epstein's Island has more buildings than that, and no one called that a city. We can talk about putting a city in a stadium, and believe me, I will. But the only thing worse than realizing the main city of Fallout 4 is in Fenway Park is walking into it and realizing it doesn't even take up the entire place. In a city built inside a stadium, the designers decided they could have leftover room. Oh, and anytime you mention this, people will love to tell you that Bethesda intended to have this place be like a trailer park city from, what's that movie? Ready Player One? You know what I'm talking about? And believe me, that sounds super lit. And when I take a walk around a different city made by Bethesda, take Whiterun for example, I would totally believe this is possible for them. I mean, I would never guess that this city only has 20 buildings because of the clever way they laid it out and added walls to make it seem bigger. You know where you can't do that? A baseball stadium. This place feels smaller than Whiterun, not bigger, because ironically, they didn't know what to do with the space they did have. It feels bad to explore. It doesn't feel like some shady town full of wacky characters, the last frontier of the Commonwealth. It feels like a strip club after 6 a.m., an empty dirt palace. Now, I just want to point out, it's not all the baseball stadium's fault. I mean, look at the Dell Baseball Stadium from The Walking Dead, or the Stadium City from The Last of Us 2. There are definitely ways of making a sports arena feel like a last stand location for a survivor of the apocalypse. You know what the key is? The stadium has to be full. It has to feel cramped. Everywhere you turn, there has to be a homeless person struggling to get by. It's gotta feel like Philadelphia. You have to look at it and think, how did they fit that many people in here? Is that what Diamond City makes you think of? Does this feel cramped to you? No. Half the city is empty, and I don't just mean the buildings this time. You should walk around and feel like, man, there's no way I could ever learn everyone's name here. There's just too many people. You should feel like Mumbai. Is that how the city feels with its 50 characters? This is exactly how they messed this up. Megaton feels full even though it's smaller because every inch of space is filled by either a ramshackle building, a settler, or hell, even a Brahmin. This is what life at the edge of survival looks like. When you walk into Megaton, you think, is there even room for me? When you walk into Diamond City, you think, where the hell are the people? Oh, and we just have to talk about this. I mean, do I need to spell this out for you? This is the Noodle Shop from Blade Runner. I know this is a wider criticism of Fallout 4, but I just have to mention it here because it feels relevant. Fallout 4 was created because Todd or someone at Bethesda played Fallout 1 or 2 and said, "Oh man, you know what this needs? Blade Runner!" This noodle shop and the synths, these are why Fallout 4 exists, and it's why Bethesda bought Fallout in the first place, okay? They got excited to combine two ideas. And look, I'm a fan of Blade Runner. And you might have guessed it, I'm a huge fan of Fallout. But does it really make sense to take one of the most foundational cyberpunk IPs and just slam it into one of the most beloved post-apocalypse IPs? There is such a thing as two things that shouldn't breed.
Piggy, I don't think Kermit Jr. is doing so well.
Kill me! I'm in constant pain!
I'm sure someone talented could pull this off, but this ain't it, Chief. You're telling me there's a robot that can give unlimited noodles, doesn't speak English, and just works forever, but we still have to live in a tinfoil shack down the road? Pick a lane. Is this cyberpunk or is it post-apocalypse? Oh, and then you have the people. Dude, remember Mo? First of all, okay, let's just talk about this, okay? The fact that this game tells us this guy has a shop capable of keeping up with the local weapons shop and general store is just silly. I don't think there's a store that exists today in our world that only sells baseball bats and clothes, maybe an online retailer or something, but that's just a bad business strategy. Now, imagine that business strategy, but in a world where there's a gun under every rock, no one plays baseball, and you live in the largest city for miles, consisting of 50 people. Think, Mo, think! But, okay, let's just say this guy's business somehow stays afloat, even though he literally just sells bats. This guy literally says the stupidest things imaginable about baseball.
See, it used to be that this whole place was a stadium, and two teams would meet and play a game called baseball. One team would beat the other team to death with these things called baseball bats, and the best bats were called swatters. True fact.
And I get it. That's the joke. Duh, dummy. Come on. But you know who has literal, actual memories of what baseball really is? The robot who marries the teacher. Nick Valentine. Probably the Noodles robot. The Sole Survivor. Curie. This floating robot. Codsworth. Wellington. Do I need to go on? On and on and on. Every robot in the game, including the synths, including Mayor McDonough, has memories of what baseball actually was. And this guy gets to just prattle on about made-up stuff? Look, I get it, okay? This isn't the first time a Fallout game has someone humorously misinterpret today's culture in the future. But this is just stupid. Let me think of an example, okay? Let's say that you were in the world of Fallout, and let's take something you might not have heard of in the world of Fallout. Let's say a potato sack race. See, just think for a second. Imagine you've never heard of a potato sack race, and you asked, "What's that?" And I said, "Oh, that's where everyone races to eat a raw potato, and the first person to vomit it back up becomes it. Then they get out their sack and race to hit everyone in the face until the game's over." Like, I understand you don't know the rules of potato sack racing, but it's one thing to make up a game's rules, and it's another to just say the stupidest thing that comes into my mind and expect someone to buy a product from me. Imagine if I told you that and then tried to sell you a sack. No one would believe me about the potato sack race. No one would believe Mo about baseball either. But the game expects you to believe that people believe him, because it's stupid. Oh, and then there's that robot wedding. This one seriously kills me every time that I see it. Okay, I don't know if you remember it. You go into the schoolhouse, and you witness this teacher just being a terrible teacher, and his robot assistant, who is somehow being worse. Then you talk to them, and she's like, "There's someone that I like, hee. Do you think I should tell them?" And like the honest, genuine answer here, right? Just the honest answer would be, "What the f***? No, dude, you teach children, and you're a robot. You aren't the person to be experimenting with romance. Or are you serious? Gross."
Stop it. Get some help.
And yet, somehow, if you respond positively, the next time you come to town, they're just getting married in the center of town. I cannot stress this enough. Every time that I see this, I can't help but crack up. Because, really? Like, this town, that kicked out all the ghouls because racism, I guess. The town with a very clear distinction and separation between the rich and the poor. The town where no one can leave because they'll get their nuts chewed on by a crab. The town where robots are replacing people in the night. This town, this is where we want to have a conversation about what love is? Whether love can exist between a man and a robot? This, right here, this is the place, huh? Okay, I guess. Again, what are we even doing here? Do you want me to take this game seriously? Look, I like the joke towns. I like Dave's Republic, but Dave's Republic can't be the centerpiece of Fallout 3. Dave's Republic can exist because Megaton exists, right? Like, the Andale exists, even though it doesn't make any sense, because Rivet City exists. You can add little things to develop your game world, but if this is the backbone... Okay, sorry. Remember this? This is a scripted event, so the chances are if you've played Fallout 4, you've seen this event. This is supposed to reinforce that Diamond City is plagued by fears over synths, but the problem is, it's scripted, not random. So, you see it every time that you play the game. If you leave the market, for any reason, whether you're fast traveling or you go into Nick's detective agency or you go into a shop, and you return to the market one time, bam, you're going to be face to face with a brother thinking about murdering his brother and a cop shooting him in the noodle bar. But hey, at least America stayed America, am I right? Bethesda makes good cities, or at least they used to make compelling cities. But one of the core components of a Bethesda game is being able to explore this game world however you want to. How is this encouraging the player to explore? Just bombard the player with total nonsense until they leave, I guess, right? Ooh, but what about my card? That has a murder. First of all, you can stop that from happening. Second, that event kicks off a quest, so it has a purpose. Someone please tell me, what is the purpose of this? You literally have to talk to a reporter who forces you to talk about synths kidnapping people. So at this point in the game, you know that people are paranoid. You already know that. Did we really need to watch someone's head explode while we go clothes shopping to bring the point home? Oh, and then we got a certified hood classic. Everybody ready? Dude who sits around all day asking for water. But this time, okay, you're still with me? This time, it's a Nuka-Cola. Sometimes I swear Bethesda doesn't proofread their own writing. Here's how the pitch would have gone if I was in charge. An intern walks up, right? You know how in Fallout 3 we had a guy outside at every major city begging for water? Yeah. Well, what if this time he's asking for an ice-cold Nuka-Cola? Well, that doesn't make any sense. No, because get it? He has to drink soda because it's Fallout. No, if a homeless guy refuses to drink water you gave him and instead insists on a soda, that guy's an asshole and I wouldn't give him anything. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Todd. Is there any way I can make this up to you? Yeah, actually, ship 300 more copies of Starfield, please. Thank you. I mean, I really feel like I could go on forever. I really feel like this city's just like a bottomless pit of nonsense ideas thrown together into a baseball stadium. But the bottom line is, this city doesn't know what it wants to be. You know what this city is just by looking at it. You know what this city is just by looking at it. What's the main theme of Diamond City? Infiltration, lack of trust, Blade Runner, love between species, baseball, soda? Bethesda obviously didn't know what they were doing here, and it shows. Because of that, I don't know how to feel about things anymore. You know what? I'm a furry now, and it's your fault, Todd. So, if you feel the same way, leave a comment about why you didn't like Diamond City. I make a new video every week, and believe it or not, I do it because I actually love Fallout. If you want to watch more of my stuff, please do. Here's a few of them, just here. Click on them if you want to. Please subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you around.